Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Monday Night Raw. It's not Monday Night Raw. It's Monday Night Pro Clubs Weekly, which is arguably a little bit less than Monday Night Raw, but it's still going to be a good one because we are back with Week 2 VPG Esports Premier, and boy do we have some games for you tonight. Starting with England versus Spain, Bloodline versus PMI Esports. Let me take my lovely face off of this. I always say it, I can never bloody find it. So you can see the two strikers, not Jones, Hash PA, Mensa in Cam, and I'm back. These two teams cannot be separated. Well, in fact, they are separated by 1 goal difference. Both teams played 6-1-2, drew 1, lost 3. PMI, who finished 6th last season, will be looking to do something about that, I would imagine. I'll check where both teams are. Both teams look pretty there or thereabouts. Not much lobby simulator tonight, so that's fantastic. But yeah, it's good to be back. Those of you tuned in for last week's antics, it is good to be back. Very, very good to be back with VPG, especially the Esports Prem. Some of the quality of football, guys and girls, as you probably well know, is top notch, and it's just a fantastic watch, really. And the game after this as well, we've got Falcons against Noctem, and Noctem we saw last week absolutely demolish Europa 4-1, and they looked good value for money. Currently sat 2nd in the league, so as you would probably expect. But for these two teams, I mean, Bloodline have just got promoted, so I guess they're probably as expected, 16th place after the first week. You know, they say don't judge the table until you've played at least 10 games. 6 games in, just about mid-table, just a bit below mid-table, but I think they'll be pretty happy with that. And they do take on a PMI side, and again, this shows you how strong this league is. If they are taking on a team of PMI's quality and they are currently above them in the league, so that just shows the depth of this league. Yasin's in the chat. Good evening to you, sir. Really, really good to hear from you, bud. But yeah, PMI. I mean, I think we knew PMI when some of the old Real Sociedad players left. Some of them came over here, some of them left. Looking at this starting 11, I can still see a few of them still knocking around, maybe from last season. Maybe that's where I recognise them from. But yeah, the fact that they are 17th so far leads me to believe there may be a few players not there from the glory days of when they first appeared on this channel. So this week they will be looking to right some wrongs, I think. And what better place to start with this Bloodline side, who are newly promoted. I think PMI will fancy their chances against Bloodline, and you know what? I think Bloodline will fancy their chances against PMI, which is why when I was assigned this game, I was very, very happy with it. So like I said, these two teams go in with the exact same record, which I think is fantastic. After 6 games, Bloodline 1 goal difference ahead, which puts them in 16th. PMI in 17th. Sean, good to see you, mate. Thanks for popping in. We are going to get this show on the road PDQ because Bloodline have been sat in the lobby for quite some time now. So I would imagine an invite is imminent. But we can, if it will allow me, we can have a look at the league table, he says. Oh, I love technology. We love it. So there it is in all its glory. Poise currently sit top of the league, closely followed by Noctem. Just that 1 blemish on Poise's record in the first 6 games. Again, we saw those boys last week. Very, very good outfit. I think those are going to be the team to beat. I know that's an obvious statement, but they're up there for a reason. closely pursued by Noctem and Reordrode, which I don't know too much about. So I'm more than happy to get them on the channel, Mr. Delosa, if you are watching. Then followed by Saf Prolific and Thunder AUK, the usual suspects. And yeah, like we said, just down here in 16th and 17th. I genuinely don't think Bloodline will mind too much, especially when you consider, and this is something Domino didn't know, is there are 8 relegation spaces in the Esports Premier. So, I mean, currently just sat outside it. This is why this league is a ruthless. So, you know, there is the 10-game rule in the league. Don't look at the table unless you've played 10 games. But there's only 4 more games until you get to that. So teams will want to start picking up points as soon as possible. And why not do it today? Let's go and check to see where PMI Esports are, because they are holding everybody up. And we can get some predictions as well, guys. If you want to get your predictions in the chat. PMI are sat at half-time. That confuses me greatly. Maybe they've called for a very, very long 15 minutes. That does not make for a happy 8-ball. As you can see, my computer doesn't like it either. Yeah, if we're 45 virtual minutes away, guys and girls, then you are stuck with me for quite some time. PMI are 1-0 up in this game, whatever the game is they're playing. Yeah, I guess we get to look at the league in even more action. Let's have a little bit more of a deep dive in then, shall we? That we can have a look at some of the games they've played as well. PMI under completed for this season in this league. 2-1 loss against Famalaciao in the last game. Famalaciao we saw on the channel last week. No shame in that. A good 1-0 win against Soldiers, actually, who are currently sat 5th or 6th. And a 2-0 win against Juve. I mean, they started off quite well, but the digital result, I don't think they can complain too much about that. They've already played Noctem and this Reordrode side, who apparently are absolute world beaters. So, you know what? They've actually had quite a tricky start to their league campaign, which may explain why they're currently sat 17th. If we have a look at Bloodline, that's not what we want. This is what we want. Completed in the Esports Prem. 2-1 wins against Datsu. 3-2 winners against Mauricio. And then a draw against Europa, who again were on the channel last week. Juve on the channel last week. Famalaciao and Soldiers. Do you know what? I'm looking around this league table, and I'm trying to find the easier games, because do you know what? We keep saying, oh yeah, they've had a tricky start. They've had a tricky start. They've had a tricky start. I genuinely think the whole freaking league is a tricky. It's just a tricky league. Tricky league. We can go on to league and see if there are. I mean, I don't want to offend anyone, but who's currently towards the bottom? Who should we be looking out for an easier tie? And Europa. So again, Europa, Flare, Daihatsu, who we know, Mercia, who we know, Ultra Instinct, who we know. Europa were on the channel twice last week, and they were absolutely phenomenal. A fantastic team. They haven't picked up a single win, which really, really surprises me. So if they're in the bottom of this league, that just tells you exactly what you need to know about this league. Something we already knew anyway. Let's see if we can get the teams back up. There we are. And I'll do a quick check on PMI. They're in the 64th minute. We've got some time. If you want to go and make yourself a cup of coffee, if you want to go and get yourself a little bit something stronger, which sounds like I might need, we'll get match predictions in the chat. I'll give you my match predictions, ones to watch out for. I'm just going to put it out there. Other than Wakabashai, I am not too familiar with a lot of these PMI players, so I am looking forward to seeing what these boys can do. Bloodline, on the other hand, we know T. Hudson very well. Fantastic player. Frenzy, fantastic player. Hash PA can play striker or cam or on either side of midfield. Fantastic player. There's a reason why these boys are in the Esports Premier. It's because they're picking up signings and players like that along the way. So again, it's going to be a great game. I'm not going to sit here and talk for the next 10-15 minutes, so we'll go on a quick break. I'll go and get a coffee, I'll go and get something stronger, and we'll see you back here in 5-10 minutes. No, I won't leave the PMI game on just in case something kicks off. Yeah, join me again in 5 minutes. we're back. We are back. And what I did notice is that my sounds aren't working, so bear with me while I sort that. You can tell it's always going to be a good night when nothing is working. There we go. You should now have some sound. Let's change it on this one too. Beautiful stuff. Beautiful stuff. Right. Let's get this show on the road, ladies and gentlemen. Both teams are in. Let's move this across here. Get it nice and big for you. Pop it on here. Right. We had the intro. That's done now. So I feel like I don't need to introduce anything. We let the football do the talking from here, boys and girls. First match of the night for PC Dubs. It's Bloodline from England against PMI Esports of Spain. Here we go. VPG Esports Prem. I don't have my overlays on. Someone's going to kill me. Let me grab that. There we go. We did it. We did it. I'm not going to get told off now. So here we go. In the black, we've got Bloodline. Mensa gives the ball away to PMI, who are in the white from right to left. Tiga with a nice early press. Gives it to Hash, who is a very dangerous player, by the way. Fires it in. Wakabayashi. Wakabayashi. There's one for the commentators to continually mess up. Zaka wins it high up. Roulette's his way out of trouble. Rico drops the shoulder. Frenzy makes up for it with a fantastic block. Edge of the box. Raji Pixels makes the block. It's the first corner of the game. And it's given to PMI. Swung in, but James won. Picks it, plucks it out of the air. Goes long into acres of space. With APX to Hash. Kingsley moves it on. Good feet from Teagle. Bloodline seem to be settling into life in the Esports Premier just fine. APX showing his skill on the wing. Beats his man. What can he do from here? Delivers it into the back stick. Raji does really well. Not Jones keeps it alive with Teagle. A bit of space for Kingsley, but gives it to his cam Mensa. Ooh, it was the right idea. It was the right idea, just bad execution. They've gone straight over the top to Rico, who's already had that shot blocked. And it's Pixels this time who says, no, sir. This backline of Bloodline looking very good early doors. Rico, who looks very lively as well. Centre forward coming very deep to pick this up, which might leave them a bit short at the attack. They don't mind though, because Mensa's got it, filling in on that left hand side, swings it in, knocks it down to Not Jones, and the league newbies Bloodline have gone 1-0. First blood to Bloodline stopping. PMI, who have looked menacing on a few counter attacks early doors, like a deer in the headlights there. Hash PA dropping short to get the ball, leaving the space up top, and occupied by the teammates nicely. And Bloodline, just like that, go a goal up. PMI finished 6th last season. We'll be looking at this one on their calendar, thinking, yeah, I think we should probably win this. And so far, that is not the case. Mensa slides it through to the dangerous Hash PA. Defended well. Tiga with a fantastic sliding interception there. Does really well to win it back for his team. And now Bloodline with the early lead. Just knocking around confidently. I said before they scored, they are adapting to life in this Esports Prem very nicely. Hudson, Pixels, and Frenzy, this back three for the English lot. Teagle drops the shoulder nicely, drops it again, gives it to his centre midfield teammate Kingsley. Mensa, who has looked threatening so far. APX on this left-hand side. Alvarez does much better this time, nothing coming through there, which is where the goal came from before. It came from this man, Mensa. Alvarez again doing well, and PMI look to be playing quite direct against this Bloodline back three. They have got through a few times so far, but nothing that James and co haven't been able to deal with. Not Jones, who did get the official assist for that goal. Played out to Ruben. Gives it away though. Shaz. Kingsley. Bit of space for APX. Can he get the 1-2 from Mensah? He can't, but Mensah holds onto the ball. Almost slides it through to HPA. Recycled nicely. And again, that press from Bloodline is absolutely brutal. And again, PMI go long. No change out of Hudson this time. This left-hand side clearly favouring it. Teagle, this midfield three, looking very nice for Bloodline early on. PMI just need to put their foot on the ball a bit here. Pick the right pass out. There we go. Much better from PMI. Here we go. A bit of space. 3v3. Finds striker's feet. Zacco. Can't get it through to the on-rushing PMI midfielder. Kingsley does well. No pen. Even though, oh, there was a shout for a penalty. It doesn't matter. It's been smashed home. It's 1-1. And just like that, PMI showing their quality. This is not a welcome party for the new boys. This needs to be 3 points for PMI, the giants of the Esports Premier, and they have equalised 1-1. And I don't think PMI will mind me saying that was slightly against the run of play. Swings into the back post, Shazza heads it down to Not Jones. There it is, an instant reply from Bloodline. It's 2-1, it's that man again. Not Jones. It was almost a carbon copy of the first goal. Back sticks, knocked down. Happy days. 2-1 to Bloodline. An instant response. PMI need to find a way to deal with that left-hand side and the knockdown as well. 2 carbon copy goals. A great tackle there by APX. Spins his man nicely to boot as well. HPA with some fantastic hold-up play. The ball's on for the goal scorer there, but he didn't play it in time. Hudson, the cameraman, hats off to that man. Benzo's having a good game. What a fantastic ball over the top. It might do well to deal with it. There we go. Starting to find their rhythm a bit in this attacking third, our PMI. Keeping the ball nicely on this left-hand side. Is that going to be half-time? That is half-time. We always say on this channel, guys and girls, if it goes quickly, it means it was a good game. And I thought we were in about the 25th minute. Where do we start? Where do we start? Bloodline, I've said it a few times, they are not here to make up the numbers whatsoever. They have turned up. They look like they've been in this league for a long, long time. And I would say, to be fair, I would say that they've made PMI look like the team who are newly promoted. And I don't think PMI will mind me saying that because their standards are so high. They've just not been at the races for a lot of that first half. But I think what PMI can take solace from is the fact that they've opened up this Bloodline side a few times and they've not been at their best yet. Bloodline have had basically 2 shots, scored 2 goals. Great conversion rate for those guys, but all it does, guys, watching this at home, is it leaves us open for a very, very interesting second half. And we are here for it at Pro Clubs Weekly. Here we go. VPG Esports Premier, second half. Bloodline versus PMI Esports. PMI in the black, right to left if you're just joining us. Sorry, Bloodline, right to left in the black. PMI in the white, left to right. Not Jones, who's already on a hat-trick, strikes the post, comes out to Shaz. And Bloodline have picked up exactly where they left off, straight from half-time. 3-1 to the league new boys. They are not here to make up the numbers. Hudson, the cameraman, does well, but does give it away. High up as well. PMI looking to bounce back straight away. Is it going to fall to a PMI striker? No, it's not. They get away with it. Marco into Rico. Bazan out to this right-hand side with Ilya. APX doing well. Dual slide tackles, do we love to see it. Hudson I was going to say he can't get out. I mean, he ends up not being able to get out. A good press from PMI. Look at the men they've got forward. Zacko on the edge of the box. Skips past one. Skips past two. Comes back, though. They've got time to get back into this, should they desire to. Pixels takes it down nicely. Cushioned header. And then gets it away. PMI just leaving the 3 players at the back now. Everyone else up. They've got to do something. Ball over the top of the unrushing Ilya Tuporia. Big save from James in the Bloodline goal. Keeps it at 3-1. And now, if anyone's going to set this team away, it's going to be this man, Mensah. Fantastic ball over to this left-hand side. APX, who's been up and down this pitch, sends a man off the pitch. Can he swing it in? The back post, the favoured back post. Is the knockdown going to be on? Shaz looking for a teammate, doesn't find it. Ruben Live gets rid of it. Frenzy, fantastic press from him. Sprays it out to the cameraman, Hudson. Inside from Mensah. Bloodline happy to keep this ball. Shaz, one-touch football from Bloodline. Really, really good stuff from them. And that's a luxury when you're 3-1 up, but that is not a luxury. The pass is on down the line. Should he choose to do it? He doesn't. Now he's got willing runners, though. This is what PMI need. They need those runners to go beyond those players holding up the ball. Just that's what they weren't doing in the first half. A bit too direct, not giving players a chance to get up. Mensah, who's strong contender for man of the match, sprays another raking 60-yard pass out. Tuporia doing his defensive duties well this time round. Pixels does well, lobs it over to this right-hand side. Frenzy, the right centre-back. Again, lots of possession deep in their own half for Bloodline. They're 3-1 up, they won't mind it too much. Vlodder with the misplaced pass. Here's Mensah. That's one player you don't want to give it away to, but he makes amends, wins it back. And PMI now, they have left a few players forward, especially on this left-hand side. Here we go, 3v3. Soon to be 4v4. Zacko to Raji. Gets it back to Zacko. Teagle in there, doing his defensive duties well, but here comes Rage. Not going to get any change out of that. There's only 20 minutes left. PMI, 2 goals down against the league newbies. They are not going to like this scoreline as it currently stands. 16th and 17th place in the league. Something's got to give for one of these sides. Who is it going to be, though? Hudson does a number on Rico, but Rico wins it back. Zacko's got some space in the box. Frenzy does fantastically. The sea of white, though, makes it unable to clear for Bloodline. Headed back, first time ball in, but James with a fantastic leap and a fantastic catch. And time is slowly ticking away for PMI. Another fantastic piece of distribution from the Bloodline goalkeeper. Zacko, who's growing into the second half nicely, finds a bit of space inside. Rico flip-flaps his way through. What a block. APX can't keep it on. It's going to be a corner, the second corner for PMI. Vlodder heads it down nicely. A bit of space for Zacko. Fantastic save by James. Backsticks on. Can they get the knockdown? Playing them at their own game. But Mensah not only takes it down, but again sprays an 80-yard pass 2 feet to that man Hash. Man at the back post again. Gives it to the man on a brace. Not Jones. Cuts in on the left. Hash swings it into the back post. Good defending from PMI. Back in numbers after that corner. Marco into the feet of the cam. This time they go long. Finds Rage. Back post is on, but APX has other words. Hash, look at that, the centre forward. Back there doing the defensive duties. Ruben Live wins that. Rage into Rico. Spins on it. And again, another block. This Bloodline defence. No cracks in it just yet. PMI with the early corner. It's beat the goalkeeper. Definite back pass, but EA says that's absolutely fine. And that's fine by me. 7 minutes left. PMI needs something, and they need something yesterday, really. APX leaves his man for dead again. Not the first time we've said this. Mensah again. Strong contender for man of the match. Occupying this left-hand side where they've got so much joy. And once again, they've got even more joy as Hash PA puts a cherry on the top of this world-class performance from Bloodline. 4-1 to the Englishman. I mean, there's nothing that PMI could have done there. It's just fantastic clubs football. It is really, really, really good to watch this side. Really, really good to watch. 3 minutes left, and it's done and dusted for PMI, but Bloodline will be taking all the plaudits tonight because they are being well worth this lead, this 3 points that they're inevitably going to get. Teagle back there doing his defensive duties nicely. Finds the man again. It's Hash PA 1v1. Slides it into this man on a hat-trick. Of course he's going to take it. Waka Bayashi with the save. Tips it over, and it is going to be a corner, which I think might be the first corner for Bloodline of the game, and it's in stoppage time. Funnily enough, they're in no rush to take this. All the defence look to be back on the halfway line. They've gone short to that danger man, Hash PA. Happy to keep it, but can they get a shot off? Mensah stabs it into the back post. Pixels goes for goal, heads it over. He won't care because his team's just won 4-1. What a performance by Bloodline, and what a spectacle, what a game for VPG Esports, for clubs. Great stuff. What a way to kick off the night as well. We're going to try and go straight over to Falcons, who may or may not have already started their game. No, they are in the lobby. That is what we like to see. We're not missing any action. Let's see what the boss is saying in the DMs. No, he's all good. I can't repeat it, but he's good. So, game 2 lineups. Falcons versus Noctem FG. We know all about this Noctem side from last week. 4-1 winners over Europa. Again, we said a very, very good Europa side. It's going to be an interesting game. So Falcons currently sit 14th, but they have won 3, lost 3. So they're either hot or cold. It depends what Falcons side is going to turn up tonight. Whereas Noctem seem to be blowing hot and hot, basically. I mean, look at this starting 11 for Noctem. They've got the players in there to do the business. It's gonna be a fantastic game. We know that for sure. We know that for sure. Falcons are still in the lobby, so that's absolutely fine. Let me click off my beautiful face and show you the attackers for Falcons, because I'm sure you might recognize some of them. It's the Esports Premier. Of course, you're going to know these players. Papinho and Francois. Of Baller Build fame, actually. Pro Clubs Weekly Baller Build fame, Francois. Pesiano, another fantastic player in this Falcons side. A team that's gone 3 wins, 3 losses is more than welcome on Pro Clubs Weekly, because that usually means they're either going to score lots of goals or concede lots of goals, and we are here for both of those things. So long may it continue. And Noctem, we just know from last week. They're currently sat in 2nd. Let me hide this. They're currently sat in 2nd place. 4 wins and 2 draws, so actually unbeaten as well. Players like Baliant, who was superb in the last game. LSJP needs no introduction. Mickleback, Porridge. They've got the players to do the business. Let's get this off the screen. How long do we play Lobby Simulator for? Bearing in mind we were in it for quite some time at the start of this. Hash PA is in the chat. I mean, you must be buzzing right now, mate. What a game for Bloodline. I mean, it's one of the best performances I've seen in the 7 games we've done so far. So fair play to you boys. You came out like an absolute steam train. You conceded that goal, that equaliser, and then from then on, yeah. I mean, commiserations to PMI, but I think sometimes you've just got to respect what's on the other side. And yeah, you boys bought it tonight, so fair play. Falcons versus Noctem though. Falcons, who did finish 10th last season as well. So again, I think the fact that they're sat 14th after the first week of games, I think that's something that they'll be disappointed in and making to look right, or put right, should I say. Unfortunately for them, it's Noctem FG who stand in their way. A scalp of a team like Noctem could send shockwaves across the league, but they're going to have to be at their absolute best here to get that done. Let's go and see where Noctem are. I don't have a link for them, so I can't check where they are. Although I have been tagged in something that may let us know a little bit more information. There we go. It's incoming now. Falcons need to get their boys in the starting 11. I mean, score predictions in the chat. We always welcome the score predictions in the chat. I mean, I didn't give you one in the last game, but I definitely had that down on my notepad as a draw. So what do I know? Falcons Noctem. I feel like it seems really easy to go for Noctem based on the first 6 games. So again, I'll go for a draw. 3-3. Let's go with 3-3. A nice, entertaining 3-all would be lovely here. Falcons just waiting for the invite. Give me a chance to get some water, actually. It seems like a lot of teams are struggling, actually, just being in the esports prem chat, so bear with us. It might be a case of resetting, although Pesiano and Anu are not in the starting 11, so that would lead me to believe that they are not ready yet. Yep, any score predictions, pop it in the chat for us. I've gone 3-3. I'm none from 1 tonight on my predictions, so hey, the only way is up. Pesiano's gone in there, and again, a fantastic player. Bags of experience, bags of quality play on that left-hand side. They are missing their striker though, which is strange. Maybe they're not ready. They're claiming they are ready. Surely they're not going into this with any less than 11, right? Interesting. Here he is, Francois. That's the man they were waiting on. Which means we should get an invite pretty soon. Although that's literally my go-to. There it is. It is there. I say that all the time, just to try and keep you guys around. So I get lonely about Domino. We've not even picked up on the fact that Domino's not here today. He's not here, quite obviously. And that makes me sad. Which is why I need your score predictions. There we go, Arnie Green, 3-0 Noctem. I don't think you'd get good odds on that, Arnie. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say, because they are in some form right now. If you didn't get a chance to see those guys last week, we covered them on the channel, so I'm sure it will be, well, I know it will be there because it's our channel. VPG might have also covered them as well, so go check either of those, catch those guys, an absolute joy to watch. And now we're just praying we get 22 through on the first attempt, because it's the end of April. Yeah, we all know the spiel, the end of April. But no, it looks like we've got the 22 through, so that's always good news. Ooh, I am ready for this one. 2-1 Falcons, David Jr. You know, you would get good money on that. That's a brave shout. Good odds on that. What do you reckon? The odds-wise? 8 to 1, 9 to 1. I'll give you 10s, David, if you want to put a 10, alright? Here we go. Time to put David's money where my mouth is. The whole bloody team is fantastic, aren't they? I tell you that. Here we go. Falcons. Yeah, there he is. I was worried just a little bit there. Dilvix. I mean, the blue of Noctem from right to left. Noctem are in the chat. Noctem, you don't get any odds, because I think that's against the rules to bet on your own team. Papinho's in here there. He's been brought back for what I assume is offside from the goalkeeper's hands. I'm not sure. Is that a thing? It may have deflected off someone, actually. But either way, we restart at the back with Noctem in the blue from right to left. And then we've got Falcons in the yellow. We are getting a bit of lag from the game, which isn't great. It looks like Falcons are at home. Porridge swings it in. Loru comes out and claims it and gives a fake throw as well. Goes long. Bit of space on the right-hand side. Page into Anu. Keeping the ball nicely. Jian. Hands it off to Crooks, who took it in a tight space, to be fair. Papinho. Step over from Zhu. This is nice from Falcons, and this is what they'll be looking for early doors, especially against a powerhouse like Noctem. Early touches of the ball, high up as well, so if they do give the ball away, they're not getting caught. They've got men back who can deal with it like that. Very nice play from Seba. Definitely a bit of a chess match at the moment. Although Dilvix wins it high up, now looking to break 4v4. Page does fantastically. The sliding interception gives it to Papinho. Gets the nutmegs, but nothing from it. Stand corrected. They do get something from it. It's a free kick on the halfway line. Men over to the left-hand side. If Laurie Crooks... Oh, he's dropped the shoulder nicely. I thought that ball was going to go out wide. Now it does. Perhaps a bit too late. Jacko LFC with the longest header I've ever seen. Gets it back down to that man. Goal scorer last week on the channel. Stanton. Almost plays 1-2 with Francois. Keeps hold of it nicely. Pesiano, that man we were talking about in the build-up to this. The man with all the experience and the class on that left-hand side. They might get some joy over this left-hand side. Pesiano breaking through. Anu, one pass away from potentially having a shot off there, but that man, Porridge. Arnie, you can't change it now. You can't. We're 18 minutes in, mate. You can't change it. I've got 2-2, if that makes you feel any better. Seba goes long and central, but one back by Noctem. Porridge gives it to Jack, who slides it through to Bailey Ince. Jian tracks his man nicely, goes to ground. Whew. I thought they were going to get a chance there, but the referee's blown for something we don't know. Loru again goes centrally. So Jack slides it through nicely to Bailey Ince, the danger man. Stanton drops the shoulder, goes down. Nothing given by the referee. I've got my eyes on her. She's not giving it. And all of a sudden it's 3v2 for these Falcon boys. Noctem getting the runners back. Swings it in. Dilvix heads it down to Punio, who I don't think really wanted it there, but they live to fight another day. Zezuk, aka Zap, in goal for Noctem. Goes long. Headed down nicely by Jacko, but only as far as Laurie Crooks, who's having a fantastic game so far. Commentator's curse, although it does get through to Anu. Gets it back nicely. This man looks like a midfield general. Mickle back there. Fantastic centre-half as well. Bailey Ince, 3v3. He is the man to unlock defences. Gives it out wide to Jacko on the overlap. Swings it in, back post. Lightly does fantastically well because it had beat the goalkeeper. Dilvix picks it up, high up, breaks into the box, cuts back, dinks it into the back post, but Zhu's there. Noctem keeping this pressure on. Probably the longest attacking pressure they've had so far in the first 30 minutes. Page intercepts and looks to go long with a fantastic ball. Raking 70-yarder to Francois. 2v2. Can he beat his man? Checks back. Back post is on. LSJP does fantastically. And here we go. First corner of the game. 32 minutes in. Falcons. What can they do? It looks like they've got some kind of corner routine. And here it is. foul. Mickelback does well, but they just about get it the wrong side of the post for them. They're going to try something different now. Well, there's 2 men at the front post again. There is one of them, gives it to Seba, and again, it's deflected wide at this left-hand post, and Falcons will get the 3rd corner in succession. Here we go, swings it in. Mickelback does well to win it the first time. The 3rd time of asking, though, in terms of corners. Baliance showing his range of passing now. It's one man you don't want to have a lot of the ball if you're a Falcons player. Jacko just couldn't get that under his spell. Pesiano, the 1-2. Anu cuts back. Goes long. Nice. Zhu, good 1-2 with Laurie Crooks, but Mickelback's there again. Strong contender for man of the match early doors, that man. Jack. Oh, Baliance has dummied it. Dilvix. Oh, look at that dummy. Guys and girls, you can't even commentate on that. That dummy is unreal. Dilvix breaks the line from midfield through one-on-one. Finessed past the goalkeeper, and there it is, the opening goal for Noctem. FG Noctem 1, Falcons 0. I'm not going to say slightly against the run of play, but Falcons did have quite a lot of attacking possession before that went in. Jack, oh my god, he sent plays for a Twix, cuts across, and there's that man, Laurie Crooks, who's having a fantastic game in centre midfield. What can Laurie Crooks get cooking? Mickelback takes it down really nicely, by the way. Knocked him in the chat, enjoying this one, boys and girls. 1-0 as we approach half-time. Knocked him in the blue if you just joined us. Falcons in the yellow. Pesiano cuts that out nicely. Gian dinks it inside. It looks like they're trying to hit Laurie Crooks as soon as they can, really. He looks like the man who's going to keep things ticking over here. He's also the cameraman, so you know he's trustworthy. Papinho to Francois. Good tackle there. Cunha and Dilvix. Dilvix was happy. Yeah, Dilvix was happy to send that into Rose there with one eye on the clock, and the clock says it is half time. 1-0 to Noctem, and this has been more of a chess match rather than a straight shootout. I expected the latter. I can't lie. I did expect them to go the way Noctem have been attacking and the way Falcons have either won or lost. But no, it's been the complete opposite of that. It's been, I would say, it's definitely been one for the purists. And these two teams definitely complement each other's style of play. It's been a fantastic game to watch. Despite being a game of not so many chances and just the one goal, but you can see that the quality on show here is fantastic, and we are here for this every single day. We genuinely are every single bloody day at the moment. Pro Clubs Weekly, Pro Clubs Daily is what we're doing at the moment. Knocked him in the chat, lulled him into a false sense of security. To be fair, I mean, whilst you didn't catch them on the break, Falcons, I mean, just before you scored, they did have 3 corners in a row, 2 of which looked very, very likely to go in at some point. And here we go. Falcons right to left in the yellow and blue. Noctem, 2nd place in the league. Noctem, if you can let me know how you got on in your first game tonight, that'd be fantastic, actually. Because I've got you down as played 6, won 4, drew 2. So if you can let me know if you're still unbeaten. But yeah, it's Noctem in the blue, left to right. Porridge. Dilvix got the run of the stadium in there. Gives it to Jack's feet. Turn on the ball. This man looks like a dangerous player. Jacko LFC, another danger man. Cuts back nicely. Laurie Cooks there again. Anu, good turn. Loses his man as well. Gives it into striker's feet. Francois. They have got a lot of runners committed here. Zhu beats his man. Gives it to Papinho, but that man again. Mickelback. Between him and Laurie Cooks, I'd like to see the chat pick a man of the match between those two. And here's the goal scorer, though, Dilvix, who's in there with a shout. Stanton turning on the burners here, and he is breezing past 2 or 3 of them. Stabs it into the back post, lightly there again. 2nd time this game. He's done some fantastic defensive work at the back post. Seba, we'll call it fantastic defensive / attacking work in his own box, and just about gets away with it. He'll say it's all under control. His manager might not. Francois. I'd like to see more from him, if I'm honest. Dilvix, the goal scorer. with the orange afro. Gives it inside to Baliance. Jack drops the shoulder on rushing manager. Oh, Porridge gets dispossessed. And it's turning into a bit of a basketball game at the moment. Noctum not happy to sit on the 1-0, and Falcons just looking to get back into the game. Zhu on the right-hand side. Beats his man. Cuts it into near post. Papinho with a save. And Jacko's turned it around the post again. Falcons must be wondering what they can do to get it in the net at the moment. It's the third time they've almost hit the side net. And again, Puna there at the nick of time. Whew. Laurie cooks. Yes, he does. Mickle back there again. Man of the match contender to man of the match contender. And it goes out to this left-hand side. Pesiano. Seba. Falcons keeping the ball nicely, but they know something's got to give. Here we go. Bit of space. Francois drops the shoulder. Cuts back. It's Mickle back there again. It's inevitable at the moment that that man and his 4 mates at the back are stopping everything that's coming through. Fourth corner for Falcons. Zazuk's coming out to claim this. Papinho, back stick, free header. Oh, it's so close with the save, but he's palmed it into the side netting. The correct side of the side netting this time. And it's Falcons there to draw level. 1-1 at the back sticks. What a game this is. Dilvix to Baliance. They look like they've angered Noctum. I can't lie, but Seba does not care. He comes out with the ball. He's having a cracking second half. He is. Keeps the ball nicely for Falcons. And that Falcons goal comes after a stint of really good Falcons possession. And it all came from that man at the back, Seba, there. I mean, I think they held it up until the corner, 2 corners, for a good, I mean, probably virtually 10-15 minutes. You could argue it's what they deserve. Noctum will have a different opinion on that as Jack wins it back. Good feet from him. Dinks over to this left-hand side with Ellis. Zhu does well. And he's picked out his man fantastically, but Puna is there. I was going to say send it into row Z. He does it. It's row A. And it's row A behind the goal. So it will be a corner. And we know how dangerous Falcons are from these corners. Noctum have a lot of men back at the moment. Goes near post. Oh my god, flicked on at the near post. Papinho comes absolutely storming in. And just like that, the scoreline is completely flipped on his head. The league table is completely flipped on its head. 14th place. Falcons are 2-1 up against second place Noctum FG. What have they got in response? Baliance to the goal scorer Dilvix. Jacko, we said Falcons are dangerous from these corners. Stanton can't find his striking teammate. Porridge. Dinked into the back post. Zhu's having a cracking second half as well. Porridge heads it down. Jacko, LFC. Dilvix hands it over. Porridge stabs it in. Great ball. Stanton heads it down. We're looking for these knockdowns. Noctum. But they're not getting it because that sea of yellow say no. And they're still leaving 2 men up though, Falcons. Brave move from those guys. Zazuk, aka Zap, to the goal scorer Dilvix. Tried to go long. He's played it off his teammate. And all of a sudden, Falcons are in. It's that man, Papinho, the goal scorer. The potential match winner at the moment. With 12 minutes left. Zhu drops the shoulder nicely. Puna concedes another corner at this point in time. Do you let them just play it in? Because the corners are so lethal. Definitely something Falcons have been working on. Laurie Cook swings it in. Finds a Falcons head again. Jian heads it down to Papinho. Ellis clears it off the line. And these Falcon boys have been running set piece drills all week. Puna gets rid of it. Porridge gets rid of it some more. Dilvix, this is the man you need on the ball. The goal scorer. What they would give for another goal from that man. Seba does fantastically well. Put him up there with Mickleback and Laurie Crooks for man of the match. Francois tries to turn on the burners. Can't do it. Perhaps the wrong idea there. Stanton. Seba's there again. Goes long. Fantastic ball. Slight suspicion of offside. Zaps there. Plays it off the man. There was no flag, so perhaps not. Jacko 5 minutes left. Porridge overlapping as well. Bailey Ince. Lighty gets rid of it. Another player who's had a fantastic game as well. Francois. Tries to dink it over the top. No change out of Pugna this time. Bailey Ince. Inside. Look at the men that knocked him are committing forward. Jack drops the shoulder. He does that so well. Stan breaks through and there it is. The 88th minute. It's 2 apiece. It's 8ball's prediction is coming true. 2-2. There's still time for them to mess up that prediction though. Trust me. Dilvix into Porridge. Ellis. And they've got men over here. Bailey Ince. And there's a man who can pick up answers. It's him. Seba does well. Laurie Cooks. Stan on the edge of the box. Page goes long. It's 2v2 again. Noctem are dicing with death here. 3v2 all of a sudden. Anu. Francois' feet. Drops the shoulder. They've still got men up. Papino stabs it into the back post. They're keeping the pressure alive. Noctem do really well to repel that. But that is time. That is 2 apiece. And what a fantastic game. 1-0 at half time. 2-2 at the end. Another fine advertisement for clubs. Fine advertisement for VPG Esports Premier. It's the reason we tune in every week. Guys and girls, I need to go for a lie down. And I can feel my voice going as well. I mean, predictions, happy days, but bang on for 8ball. It's like I've done this before. It's like I know what I'm talking about. I mean, fantastic game. Really good stuff. And again, as I said in kind of my closing statements, this is what the VPG Esports Premier is all about. Noctem, thank you so much for keeping me company. Those of you in the chat, thank you so much for keeping me company. Arnie, David Jr., Ash, if you're still there, much appreciated, guys. If you're watching this back, thank you for watching it back. Even though you couldn't join us because you're probably paying, it was nice that you could still share the evening with me. I mean, this screen is going crazy now, so we'll get rid of that. The league table, we'll worry about that in tomorrow's episode. But guys, that's it from us. Falcons knocked him 2-2. Bloodline PMI earlier on 4-1 to Bloodline. Another fantastic night of VPG action. Another fantastic night of clubs action. And another fantastic night of Pro Clubs Weekly action. Guys, we'll see you when we see you. Lots of stuff happening this week, so please make sure you're subscribed. Please make sure that you're following on socials, so on Twitter. And in the Discord as well. There's always some fun things happening there. Our goal of the month competition is coming out tomorrow. So if you either want to vote on that or if you want to submit your goals and saves on that, go and do so now. You have been warned. And see you probably sometime soon. Cheerio.